I'll get up and do a stretching and a shit. Well, I won't do a shit, I'll do some shit. Yeah, he got better, he recovered. The Icarus next week, Koji Kibudo consumed by the Icarus Earth. I think that was good, but I she's good. So, we're getting ready to attack the Gaia bullshit, and Callan can't wait to start busting heads. And C2 is like, wow, you know what, Callan? You're quite like a Luna. I'm nothing like that lady, fucking... He's like, well, I mean, you know, you're more like a bunny than a... Yeah, you're more like a bunny. You take it back. And then Noriko's like, oh, I mean, you know, Callan, you know, maybe you're more like a wild horse. I'm not. But, you know, take more than fierceness to topple the kingdom. And, like, even when a Luna, yeah, like, Luna acknowledges that we're real fucking strong. So, it's not going to be easy. So, our best chance from success comes from splitting up and doing a three-way good boy attack. And instead of attacking Wrath Babylon, fighting everywhere else instead. And then they talk about, imagine a balloon filled to bursting. Any attempt to move men and material from A to patch a leak at point B just leaves point A prone to springing a leak itself. And with enough leaks, then the balloon will shrink. And our job is to make sure that the initial holes and like making the we got to make the holes and find the proper location, and that means we got to talk to Queen. The third faction of Chrono, Queen. Callan is more like a bird. Callan is not like a bird at all. She's like a fucking freight train. There's a reason Crow called her a fucking demon. So here's Queen, and her info is real fucking good. Not just about the Gaia Kingdom, but also talking about Neo Zeon and Amalgam. And both branches of Chrono seem to be after us, because Advent's a shithead and Askim's on their side. We're like, hey Queen, can you like tell us your sources? And she says, no, it's not worth you guys trying to forecast what's going on. Whether it rains or shines, you gotta just do what you gotta do. And even in the face of little tricks, like Zero trying to feint her into a thing, she doesn't fall for it. She's like, I know what you're trying to do, dude. It ain't working. But Jeffrey is like, okay, because you're so cagey and reluctant to share your sources, we are grateful for your information, but we are currently neutral on you. Currently, we don't know whether we like you or not just yet. She's like, oh, that's fine by me. So be it. It's like, yep, that lady, mysterious lady, third branch of Chrono. I mean, Advent turned out to be a weird shithead after seemingly helping us alike. But Operation Eclipse are going full bore. Yeah, so as long as her objectives are like our objectives align with hers, then she's probably not going to betray us, but we've got to wonder when we're going to find out. But for now, we've got to go to Japan, got to go to Space Deal with Neo Zeon, restrain the Neo Zeon, and we've got to also track down Amalgam. And then the Supers are going to Japan, obviously. All the Gundams will go to space with Setsuko. And yeah, and Sumeru's like, wow, an all Gundam team, finally! And Amalgam will be the Macross Quad and the Tuhade Danan, and so all the planes and tiny boys, and Crow Brust. And what about Hibiki? He's our Joker, ace in the hole, so... Yeah, and Foxy Pursuit here says the ultimate goal is to take down the enemy reactors and free the people in the soul absorption system, and ultimately go after Australis. So Hibiki is going to go with the thing, but do you think Bright is going to go with Amalgam for now? He's going to go track down Amalgam because they're pretty wild, and you know, he can turn into a large man, which makes him the biggest boy there. Wrath Babylon, Emperor Australis and his things get the soul nerds, let's do it. And here we are at Wrath Babylon. And so here's the reactors, they're not really getting on too well. You know what they're like. Barbiel's a shithead, Luna's rowdy, Shiku tries very hard not to be rowdy, and Umbriel's here, and Barbiel's like, alright lady, you're not actually a reactor, so you're like, just here as a formality, alright? And then Umbriel is like, yeah, you don't know shit about 12 keys, fuck you. But Barbiel asks where Australis is, and Umbriel says that he is somewhere else actually running the Empire. And quit it. Kisama. But Luna is impressed with how strong we've got since our days of fighting Adlite when we were trash. And she says that us getting back to Earth will bring in our wake all the mutant gods that have a bone to pick with them. And Shiku is like, yep, singularities. All indicated by their stigma, just like us. And Barbiel, leave the lady alone. And then Umbriel internally thinks to herself, he's like, wow, Hibiki, these guys are really serious. Can you win? And here's Gwen at it again. He's telling Australis, and he's completely told him like everything about Chrono's full troop strength, everything they got. And Australis says Gwen, the Linefield, why did you join Chrono in the first place if you just betrayed them so completely? You don't seem like a typical high society titan of industry sort of thing. And Gwen just says, I just saw I just saw where the world was going. That didn't have anything to do with the Black history. It came from in Australis. It's like, Metropolis. He's like, yep, that's right. And he says, unlike Chrono's king, he sees himself only as a bit player, and he'd like to live long enough to watch the end of the human race. And he calls that knowing his own limitations. But Australis doesn't seem to agree with him. But Gwen leaves, and then one of his little retainers is like, hey, there's someone else to see you. Bring him in. And look who it is. We got another fucking traitor to humanity. Shawnee Regis at it again. She's got a little something to tell him.